And we're live. Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. It is April 8th, just after 8 p.m. And the Blue Jays season is not off to a good start. I've got it on the TV over there. And I'm wearing my Blue Jays hoodie. I did have my Blue Jays t-shirt on, but I may have got some spaghetti sauce on it. So I switched to the hoodie. And right now it is the top of the first inning. And Texas is up 4-0, and Jose Barrios, the Jays starter, has already been knocked out of the game. So I thought I was going to have some tough competition in terms of entertainment tonight. So hopefully that rings true and the Blue Jays mount a comeback. But anyways, hello and welcome to another Friday Night Live. Brad Palmer's here, Polymades, Black Box, Kurtage, Ali is here, Gaby, Mark H, Michelle Briggs, Marie Palmer, Tom Bikes 416, Vivian Johnson, Susan, Mark Kurtage again. Sometimes I read names twice. Michael Nguyen, Michelle Briggs, Chris Belay, Wally Swa, Dave Elliott. Lisa is here. Ali BHG says go Sox, even though former Blue Jay Josh Donaldson walked off the Sox with a Yankee win today. Black Box 863 with the Here's Johnny. Thank you very much for kicking the stream off with the super chat. And hello, Connie and everyone else. Sorry, I can't just keep reading names forever, but thank you very much, Black Box 863. And I don't know if that got read out loud or not. Hopefully it did, but thank you guys. Yep. The Blue Jays crowds were out in full force. I was actually just at the Sky Dome recording an opening day / game day walk. I kind of just started at Union Station and I walked along front. But before I talk any further, let's get a video fired up here. So earlier this week, I think on Wednesday, I took the Up Express up to Pearson Airport. Yahya, the transit guy, member for 6 months, silver tier. Here's Yahya. Thank you for your support, Yahya. So I took the Up Express to make the video that was uploaded this morning, a long overdue video from Union up to the airport. And then I made another video within the airport. And then I was going to take the Kipling bus back to Kipling Station. I think it's the 900 bus. But an electric bus rolled in. And I'd only ever been on an electric bus once in Toronto, and I see them all over the place. So I decided to hop on the Lawrence bus. It was an express bus, and just take the electric bus over from Pearson Airport to Lawrence Station. So that's what we're watching. I'm sitting in the back seat of the bus. I got my camera pressed against the glass. I'm pretty sure I actually knock it against the glass several times. And this is a view out the south side. I think this route actually goes along Dixon Road for quite a while. And then at some point it turns onto Lawrence. I'm not super familiar with it, but hey, I filmed it. I didn't know if I was going to make it a regular video or not, but ultimately I think it's probably best just like this. So that is what we're watching today. Chris says, thanks for the compliment. I'm not going to read that one out loud, but thank you. And by popular demand, we're going to have a Space Invader IPA. And if the colors on the can seem muted, that's because they're green. And because of the green screen behind me, you can't really see them all that well. So let me shrink myself down just a little bit. Get down there, Johnny. Get out of the way. Is that too small? Is that a good compromise? Just so I'm not blocking too much of the screen. And we're still in Pearson Airport. We actually went from Terminal 1 to Terminal 3. I did not know that would be the route. Normally, when I'm leaving Pearson Airport, I just call a Lyft. It's like $30 from the airport to my home. And after you've traveled, like $30 for a door-to-door trip is almost priceless. Like, why wouldn't you do that? But since I wasn't traveling back from the airport and I had nothing else to do all day, we're on the bus. So yeah, that's what this is. And I think we're rolling into Terminal 3. And what's funny is I started my video standing right here, and then I walked through Terminal 3, and then I made my way over to Terminal 1. Vivian says that color blue looks good on you. Thank you, Vivian. This was a Allstate hoodie. It was a gift. I used to go to games all the time. I'm hoping to get back into that. But especially if there was a giveaway. I was dating someone at the time and we'd always go together. And any single time there was a giveaway, a hat, a shirt, a jersey, a water bottle, a floor mat. We always got tickets and went. So that's why I've got this this hoodie, and I've got bobblehead dolls. I've got a Marcus Stroman bobblehead doll. That's probably the coolest giveaway thing I got. But yeah, you basically ran the entire route from YYZ to Yonge Street along Dixon and Lawrence, pretty much. Ali BHG says yay for free stuff. And the Jays are in the bottom of the first, 4-0. No on, no out. All right, let's get this beer opened. So this is from Amsterdam Brewery, who are located in a few different spots in the city. They've got a big bar in Leaside and a really big bar down on Queens Quay in the waterfront. Lisa says, I'm a collector of things. At least you didn't put things in quotation marks. Boardwalk Brad says, what's up, Johnny? Go Jays go. Yeah, I hope they mount a comeback. Nice walk from Finch to 16th to Richmond Hill. You're close to my house. Should have drove by and said what's up and brought you a pint of my local beer. Raja Patel, next time we'll have to make it happen, but thank you for the kind words. I thought yesterday was a fantastic live stream. I had a lot of fun just going somewhere I'd never really been before on foot. I think I've passed through in a vehicle a few times before, but I've never actually ventured up that way on foot. And I'm absolutely going to be back to Richmond Hill. I was quite impressed with what I saw. Surprisingly urban for a city located more than one whole city to the north of Toronto. Alex says, I see you are wearing headphones again. I often wear them. I usually put them in my backpack before I record. It's just this time I decided to leave them on. And as always, if you're new to the stream, there are rules in the chat, but basically just be kind to one another and it's all good. A guy in Backbase says this stream is based in Epic. Not sure I fully understand that, but hopefully it's a good thing. Susan says, I've seen that view too many times. Dating guys from York region. Christine Camley is here, and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. is stepping up to the plate. You know what? I got MLB TV today because I want to properly watch the Blue Jays. No illegal streaming, right? But it's blocked, so you have to use a VPN if you're watching the Jays through MLB TV. Also, there's a 7-day free trial, so even if you're not sure about it, you can always hop on that at MLB TV. Here I am telling people to go watch something else right now while I'm streaming. Sanjay in Kingston, $1.49. Thank you for your support, moderator extraordinaire, Sanjay in Kingston. Clayton says, feedback, Johnny. You walked from Steeles to 16th Avenue, which is nearly 12 kilometers. I think my walk was only 7 kilometers. I walked from basically Centerpoint Mall, right? And I finished at Hillcrest Mall. So we're just going to do the easy thing. Walking. It says 6.5 kilometers, but I actually started a little south of there. And I kind of bounced back and forth across the street a whole bunch of times. So I'd say I walked about 7 kilometers on the trip. Nowhere near 12. I don't think I could have done that in that time frame. Christine Camley says, go Jays. Yes, indeed. Hopefully they can mount this comeback. And 7 cam, 12 cam, close enough. Vladimir just hit his own ankle with the ball. And unfortunately, last night I did a live stream on the Stumbles channel, and when I was riding past Sherburne Station, there was some emergency vehicles set up. There was what looked like a news camera there, or a news cameraman was there, and some police. And sadly, that was actually a murder that I drove by. Somebody who I'm assuming was unhinged held somebody up for their wallet and ended up shooting them, and unfortunately they succumbed to their injuries. So that's, if you were watching the stream last night, that's what that was that I drove through. So super, super sad news. I just thought, you know, it's kind of been rattling around in my mind all day. So that's what that was. And the guy who was shot was a student here from India, just on his way to work. So, you know, F people who think it's okay to have guns in public. Screw that. But yeah. So that, you know, it kind of It's one thing to hear about it, but when you drive past it like that, and 99 times out of 100, it's no big deal. Maybe just someone's having a minor medical episode and they have to like close it off and bring in the paramedics or whatever, but pretty serious stuff went down last night. I don't know, Raja Patel. So yeah, I did a live stream last night in Stumble. Speaking of which, you might notice there is no 24/7 live stream on Stumbles right now. I took that down today. The reason I took that down was that I have a dedicated computer that does that. And for some reason, it doesn't stream smoothly if I run it off of an external hard drive, even if it's USB 3.0. So I had to clear those videos off to load on new videos. Then when I loaded on the new videos, I realized I screwed up. So at some point, hopefully maybe tomorrow, I'm going to get the new 24/7 live stream fired up on the Stumbles channel. I'll put a community post out on that. So if you want to hang out and chat, head over to my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. I do promise I'll be in and out of that chat on pretty much a daily basis once I get it set up again. So that was my project today. It took me like 5 or 6 hours just cultivating the videos and re-encoding them to a 1080p 30 format and putting them all in a drive. And I left a whole bunch at 4K. So that's what I have to fix. That's what I was doing today, trying to get that damn 24/7 live stream updated. And the videos that I'm going with on that one are all the videos I play here on the Friday night live stream. So it's all these ASMR videos that I've recorded just for this live stream. I decided to just make a big playlist and put them in it. And maybe people will appreciate just kind of having it on as background noise versus the constant annoyance that is me chattering around on the videos. Yeah, Palamedes, that is true. It is very sad. Chris Mills says, "Are you using SSDs?" For this particular, what I did was I bought an old office computer and I repurposed it as a 24/7 live streaming machine. And they sent me a way better model than what I bought, which is awesome. But it only has a 256 gig SSD in, and it's a tiny form factor.
They should ban all guns in Toronto and Ontario. Smiley face.
Yahia, the transit guy, $3. Yes, 100% behind that. Let's ban stupidity in public while we're at it too. And if you banned guns, and if there truly were no guns, even the police wouldn't need guns. How cool would that be? They just walked around with bobby clubs, like the old school. Yeah, Susan, we're just going to try something different. But thank you very much, Yahia, for your support there. And it says we're up to 162 viewers. Lisa says she'll sign that petition. What about the petition I signed last night in the live stream? Oh, and it looks like a double into the gap. The Jays are in trouble. And they're supposed to be like a top 2 team in the AL this year. Although it's very early in the game, and they do have the bats to come back. Have you walked down the Humber Boulevard, Dundas to Old Mill? It is a good walk by the river, Black Box. I have done that on my bike before, I think, in a prior video. Let me see if I can find that. I definitely got to get back up to do part of Thornhill and Richmond Hill. So from Marg H, member for 14 months. Gold tier. Love your content. Keep it coming. Thank you, Marg H. Thank you for your support. 14 months. That's a hell of a long time. Humber North Boulevard. Oh, that is tiny. You know what? When I did I rode my bike along this, but what I have not done is done it in a walking video or recorded it. I just happened to ride by it. I remember going down it. But we'll get back and we'll do some Humber videos, Humber Trail, maybe on the e-scooter this time. We'll get back out that way. Susan says Unionville. Yeah, we'll do Unionville at some point. Any recommendations to start a channel like yours, says Michael Connor. What city are you in? I think that is That is key if you're in like New York, Toronto, Montreal. Oh, Jays are down 6-0. There we go. I gotta stop looking. I'm banning myself from looking left. But yeah, I would, if it's a channel like mine, I would start with the city before I even got into advice. But the most important thing is you gotta like what you're doing and make videos that you want to watch. That is basically what I started doing. Was I made stuff that I would watch, and when you do that, you're happier with the content. Youssef. Oh, I think Montreal's doing pretty well. The Ottawa Wanderer, Lisa Palmer, happy Friday, Johnny. Not used
Happy
to seeing
Friday,
you wear blue.
Johnny. Not used to seeing you wear blue.
I'm wearing blue in honor of the Toronto Blue Jays down 6-0 in the second inning. Yeah, he says the bus I rode is a New Flyer XE40. Is it? New Flyer XE40. Excelsior Charge is the full name. Yes, that does appear to be the bus. I see a TTC bus with that same livery on it. You know what? It's a fantastic ride. If you get that kind of sickness on a bus, like you sit there and you kind of vibrate and you get that feeling, and it just kind of, even if you, like, I don't get motion sickness. I don't feel sick on boats or ever, but sometimes on a public bus, just that drone of the bus and the vibrations and the rattle and the noise kind of makes me feel a bit sick. None of that on this bus. Really smooth, whisper quiet. Like, it's kind of amazing, actually. So I'd recommend, if you do get a chance to go on an electric bus. MG Chan upgraded membership to gold tier. Thank you, MG Chan. Thank you very much. Raja says I have to get Apple Pay, I guess. If you use Apple Pay, Apple takes another 30%. Apple is a greedy, greedy company. I mean, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell people what to use. But I go out of my way not to support Apple. Just reading some of your messages here. Geddy Lee is at the ball game. Yeah, Geddy Lee is often right behind home plate, right? And you can also see him walking around the Rosedale neighborhood with his dog. Chris Belay is asking if anyone is from New York City. Clayton, there's an idea. I was thinking of kind of retracing the steps I did, starting at like Highway 407 and going north, but we'll see. There's certainly a lot to be explored there. Hayrie Park says, good evening, Johnny and friends. Hello, Hayrie Park. Lisa Palmer rode an electric cab last week. That's pretty nifty. Vivian Johnson, $13.99. I started watching you Christmas 2020, but took me a few weeks to figure out how to chat.
I started watching you Christmas 2020, but took me a few weeks to figure out how to chat and subscribing.
Vivian, thank you for your support. It's been a pleasure having you in the chats. And I don't think it took you a few weeks. I think that's a little white lie you're telling, a little fib. I'm pretty sure if someone delivered you a go-kart that was just a bunch of parts, you could put it together quicker than anyone here. I'd be willing to bet that. But thank you, Vivian, just based on how savvy you seem to be with all your stuff. Gertej is watching my video from last night. Photos from around New York says whisper quiet is an understatement. Electric buses are really quiet. Well, yeah, I think whisper quiet is an appropriate term. Alexander Koss, happy Friday, everyone. Cheers, Johnny. Happy Friday. I am so glad I did not delay or cancel the stream or do it earlier to get around the Blue Jay game, which I really wanted to watch. Maybe tomorrow will be like the official home opener, in my opinion. Johnny, have you heard of the new Apple iPhone 13? The green one came out on March 18th. Yeah, but nothing Apple really does it for me. I don't really care. And where are we right now? 420 event, $1 pre-rolls. So I think I'm still on Dixon Road. We are way out in the west end of Ontario. So what's neat about this is I don't normally show this part of town off on the channel. I think now that I've got these really long-range electric devices and the weather's getting better, so it's less of a slog to get out and stand at a bus stop for a long time, we're going to start exploring more around Toronto. So be prepared to see more of this kind of neighborhood. KO says, my girlfriend just dumped me. Any advice? Do your favorite things. Anything that you couldn't do when you were with her, like if there were places you couldn't go because she didn't like, indulge, do all the things that you would have felt guilty doing with her. There's some advice. I don't know if it's good advice, but it's advice. Vivian says, I have nothing but time and curiosity or nosiness. Chris Belay says, is this still Toronto? This used to not be Toronto. This used to be the city of Etobicoke. But when amalgamation happened in the late 90s, it became part of Toronto. Old Toronto doesn't start, I think, until the Humber River. So this would be Etobicoke as it is east or west of the Humber. Boardwalk Brad says, go to the bar with friends and find a new girl. Yeah, good luck during that or doing that over the last 2 years. Finally, that might be possible. Michael says, how many people would like to trade an iPhone? Weird question. 401 east or west? Let's go. Lisa says that's actually okay advice. Yeah, I think so. I think there's some people that just ain't ever putting them back on. It is what it is. Don't judge other people and get on with it. Matt says, hi Johnny, really enjoying your videos. You inspire. Thank you, Maz, for all. The Ottawa Wanderer, Lisa says, we're planning a trip to Toronto soon. Will you be live streaming from Toronto? That would be neat. Maybe me or Ken will have to come crash your stream at some point. Just reading some of your messages. This must have been like right after high school let off. It was just constant streams of kids at every bus stop. And what's happening is the bus I was on was so full that like people couldn't really get on. I was sitting at the very back and it was kind of empty, but the front galley where everyone stands was so full. So that's why you see a lot of people not getting on the bus. There's no real room for them. Adam C, 449 pounds. Thank you for the British pounds. Adam C, thank you for your support. Soldier says I remind him of 50 cent. And at least I got the pounds right. When I'm out streaming in the wild, I often get pounds and euros confused because it's a tiny little thing on my phone I have to squint at. Tom Bikes 416, the classic line from Your North of Steel's Screw This Dystopian Nightmare of a Wasteland. Oh, when I got North of Steel's. That was probably somewhere just south of the 407. What would be more affordable to go to Toronto, by train or by car? Given how expensive it is to rent cars and how expensive gas is and how accessible Toronto is, just take the train. Take the Via train. Go right into Union on the Via. Especially since you're in Ottawa and you have that option. Lisa never sees kids near a block away from high school. I think this is sort of the different... there's words coming to mind, but the city, depending on where you live, you don't always have great access to your high schools. And I think in certain neighborhoods, most of the kids walk to their high schools, and in certain neighborhoods, most of their kids have to take the transit to their high schools. And I think that's just the way it is. Adam says, hey Johnny, does this not change to Canadian dollars for you? Sorry, could not work it. Was trying to do $10. Don't worry, Adam C. It does. The way it works is everything sort of just gets thrown into one big pool, and Google reports it as USD on all my analytics, but then they pay me in Canadian. And no, it's not being subjected to a currency conversion fee twice. I guess that's the big advantage of a company like Google, or maybe it is because Google takes the cut. Maybe that's how they're paying for their currency conversion. But yeah, they report everything to me in USD when all is said and done, and then it hits my bank account in Canadian. So it doesn't really matter what currency it's in. Just reading some of your messages here. You've been seeing a lot of Cardinals in Ottawa. You saw an Ontario plate in a car here this week. Where are you, PGH? Roger Patel says, how did you get back to Finch Station? You know what? That's another video I recorded. I took I went into the busway. I wanted to make a video where I boarded the bus from the busway. So I started filming my video like, hey guys, it's April, whatever, and the time is blah. And I saw the bus was way down there. So I'm like, okay, all I got to do is cross the street, get onto the platform and I could board the bus. And before I knew it, the bus passed. So I ended up going to country style. I had myself a chocolate dipped donut, which was utterly superior to the crap they give you at Tim Hortons. Like, holy shit. When did country style start making good donuts? Like, this was like going to one of those mom and pa kind of bakeries where it was like really doughy bread and it was like really thick, good dark chocolate. Like, I always thought of country style as being a bit lowbrow, but excellent donut. Maybe I was just that hungry, but I did that, and then I caught the next bus and I made a video, and then stupid me, my memory card filled up while I was filming the video and I had to delete some files on it and get recording. So I don't know what to do with that video. I could put it on Strides, I could put it on Stumbles, or I could just play it on the background here. We will find out. But yeah, I took the Viva bus. It was like $3.80 or something. Yeah, you tap in on the platform. Nobody checked any of my fares. The Up Express didn't check my fare. The Viva didn't check my fare yesterday. Like, why am I paying for transit? Just kidding. Always tap. But yeah, I guess Viva, they have fare inspectors, and it's on the honor system, similar to Go. Maybe someone can fill me in on that because nobody checked it. Beyond Wall Wanderer remembers country style amazing donuts. Yeah, it did not. It used to be like the hierarchy of donut chains was country style, Coffee Time, Tim's. But I almost think that is flipped in my mind now. At least in terms of the quality of the food. Hunter Stewart says, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Hunter Stewart. Have a wonderful weekend yourself. Susan misses country style on Young. Young and where? I'm trying to remember where that would be. Steven says Robin's Donuts is amazing when you can find them. Naughty says, I suit that blue. As I'm looking at a Hello Kitty Blue Jay bobblehead on the screen. And we're over 200 viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in and getting us over the 200 viewer mark. Amazing. Don't forget to hit the like button. How many likes do we have, by the way? Let's see. Can I see? Can I even see that? We are at 75, 76 likes. Let's get this to 100. I'm going to bribe the audience. I'm going to make an annoying noise if we don't, until we get to 100. Should I do it? Okay, I'm going to hum. 91. I'm going to keep humming here. Okay, we're over 100. That worked. Sweet. You may take back your likes and hit the dislike. Haha. I can bribe you. Awesome. Learning how to use these powers for good. Harry had a meeting and joined in as an interpreter, which is not her job. That's always fun. I used to have to do that sometimes when I lived in Korea. I'm like, I barely know Korean. What do you just want me to take the English? And so it was a Korean speaking to international clients, and they would kind of say what they wanted to say in broken English, and I would have to take that and kind of restate it in English that they could understand, because I could understand the broken English because I guess I was familiar with living there, and they could explain little things in Korean that I could understand. So I had to do that for a bunch of business meetings, like teleconferencing. That was kind of awkward, but very interesting as well. So I kind of feel your pain, Harry Park. It's certainly an interesting experience. Margate says, when I hummed, I lost a few viewers. Stop it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Maroof says, it's free fare weekend because of the game. Thank you for pointing that out, Maroof. I did not buy a transit pass this month. And I have no idea where we are right now. We are looking... Are we on Lawrence Avenue yet? I don't know, this video is like an hour long, but we're looking out of the south end. Maybe this is the Humber River we're going over. That looks like the Humber River. So we have just left Etobicoke and entered the city of Toronto. So I think we're around Weston Road, maybe? Yes, there's Weston, the former town of Weston. That's exactly where we are. Hey, I know some things after all. Woohoo, a Blue Jays walk, says Gaby. Well, I'm looking at it now, and the Jays are in the field. Nothing came of that walk. Clayton Crawford says we're back in Richmond Hill. Not quite. Not quite. Lots of towers in the park-style apartment buildings in this area. I'm in Variety's store. That's a very interesting sign. The Caribbean Queen. Here's another crowded bus stop. Who's Josh says, man, I love watching your live stream, Johnny. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join next weekend's live stream because you'll be in Playa del Carmen / Cancun for the weekend. Who's Ja? Awesome. I hope you enjoy it. I was just in Cancun. And the only other place I've been to in Mexico is Playa del Carmen. Very close. Where are you staying, if you don't mind me asking? Hadley says, if you don't mind me asking, are you planning on doing any streams around April 16th? What is April 16th? April 16th is a Saturday. I don't normally stream on Saturdays and Sundays. So I'll be probably doing a April 15th live stream and then an April 17th live stream on the Stumbles channel. Maybe if I do a weekend live stream, it's usually because there's some kind of event going on, like a parade or a massive protest or something. But normally on weekends, I don't normally stream. B. Chris says, I've just joined in the chat. What are we doing? We are watching people walking by. I think we're on Lawrence Avenue now. I think we're on Lawrence Avenue. It's called the Riviera Maya in Playa del Carmen. It's mostly an apartment complex. Oh, I stayed in the Riviera Maya at what was the place I stayed at? It was called the Catalonia Yucatan Beach Resort. That is where I stayed at. The Catalonia Yucatan. And half of it was Canadians. I think we were all there with Air Transat. And the other half were Thomas Cook travelers from the UK. So like the whole resort was just split between those two travel agencies, Sunwing and Thomas Cook. So it was like literally half Canadian, half British. It was kind of a interesting experience. It was nowhere near as nice as the resort I just went to, but it was also a lot cheaper. So it was more of my kind of thing. Boardwalk Brad will be in Toronto tomorrow going to a concert at the Phoenix. You know, the Phoenix is in jeopardy. I think I've heard some rumors that it might be redeveloped, unfortunately. Which will be sad. The parking lot across the street is going. I know that. Alex says, I'm in York. We made it. We made it to York. Sweet. Thomas Cook went bust during the pandemic. There's some news I didn't know. Rest in peace, Thomas Cook. I guess the folks at the Catalonia Yucatan will be there via some other British tour agent. Lisa went to a great show there in 2019. The Smashing Pumpkins played a couple of acoustic shows there back during the Melancholy and Infinite Sadness tour. If you see me looking left, that's because I got the J game on my TV. But don't tell Rogers, I'm not supposed to get it. I'm using a VPN to bypass the MLB blackout restrictions. Saw the Distillers. Not for long, you'll be in North York once you cross Jane Street. Yeah, this is a interesting cross section here. North York is quite south in the western side. Actually, technically, North York is very south on the eastern side too, right? Because like Don Mills and Eglinton, is that not North York as well? I think that is. I don't know how these lines on the map got drawn in the first place. Yeah, North York kind of on the east and west. It's very south, and it's only like Yonge and Eglinton. And no. In Glen Park, that is spared. How is the weather? Today was pretty good. Despite the British name, Thomas Cook is German. Oh, I did not know that. Look at all the people out. A lot of people out walking around. Lisa says today was nice. It was rainy all morning. I had to go out and deliver something to a friend this morning. So I took my scooter out. I rode all the way down to King Street and River Street to a clinic where they work. Dropped something off and then rode my ass back home. And I was kind of miserable the whole trip. It was a long journey, and then when I got home, I started doing the working on my new 24/7 live stream for Stumbles. Don Mills in Eglinton is Flemington, Utah. Yeah, Flemington Park, but that is located within. That Flemington Park would just be the neighborhood. The Ottawa Wanderer says things getting back to normal. Yes, thankfully, things seem to be. Reading the messages, Susan says Johnny always in her hood. Enjoy it before they rip it up for the Ontario line. Much needed ripping up though. I will not complain that they are building the Ontario line, no matter how big an inconvenience, because it is sorely needed. Lisa thinks there might actually be a sunrise tomorrow. I will be sleeping in probably. After this, I have to transfer the video I just recorded from my camera and the audio to my PC, and then I gotta edit it, upload it, do the thumbnail, all that funness. I started watching The Ultimatum on Netflix. I don't know if I like it or hate it, but that's what I did last night. I watched the first 3 episodes. Where are we now? Who can tell me where are we now? I was not paying super close attention. Yeah, he is back. Your power went out. Why would your power? Is it raining? Maybe you blew a fuse? When I lived in a basement apartment, I would blow fuses all the time. It was just like a oops, running the space heater again. Gertej says that will be a premiere tomorrow. Yeah, I'm thinking this video I recorded tonight will be a premiere tomorrow, and then the airport video I might do Sunday, because it's kind of a short video. It's only around 20 minutes. I also have Hillcrest Mall, and I have that bus ride, so I'm actually a little bit spoiled for videos right now. No, you guys are doing a generator test. Gerald says, currently living in Lakeshore and Park Lawn and looking to move. Any recommendation which area would be good? Hard to say. Depends on what you're... It sounds like where you are is not bad. But depends on everything in terms of your lifestyle. It's always hard to go wrong downtown, but if you don't use transit and don't value a walkable neighborhood, it's hard to say. Hard to say. Definitely for affordability, it's hard to beat Midtown, like around Yonge and Davisville, and even Yonge and Eglinton. There's a whole lots of relatively affordable rental stock. So it's kind of a good spot where you get a lot of the conveniences. A lot of construction, though, basically. It's a giant construction site. Oh, the buses suck there? Oh, so you want to be on a transit line then, or at least a streetcar line. Boardwalk Brett says Park Lawn and Lakeshore has a lot of nice condos. It does. Susan says, isn't this Mississauga? No, we started at the airport. And I'm going home, so this is... I don't know where exactly this is, but we're probably... How far are we? This video We are 2/3 of the way from the airport to Lawrence and Young. Clayton says he just checked. The weather for Saturday will be 8 degrees plus. Good, but not humid. That works for me. Boardwalk Brad says Carling View. I have no idea. Maybe. Carling View. Ooh, Carling View. That is way, way, way west of where I am. Yeah, he says, why did you take the bus home? Because I was going to take the Kipling bus, but I saw an electric bus. And it was a Lawrence Express bus, so I decided to hop on it. So that is why we're on this bus. Brian says, is this bus 52? I think it was. 52 Express bus. Let's see, is that... I think that's exactly what it is. You're on Lawrence west of Keel Street, says Alex. I only know there are a lot of schools we passed. Yes. This looks like a school right now, or possibly a church on the right. Boardwalk Brad says Dixon. It's the Dixon bus. Should have taken the train home. I think this was actually quicker. Because it was an express bus and it was just before rush hour, I think I actually got home quicker taking this bus than I would have if I took the subway. After all, it makes sense to just go across and go down one subway stop from YYZ. There's different... I would say during non-rush hour, the 52 Lawrence bus, if you get the express, is probably the quickest way for me to get to the airport. The Up Express makes no sense at all, going all the way down to Union, paying an extra like $10 and then heading back up. So it really comes down to this bus or the subway. I always take the subway. I almost always, when I'm flying out, I take the subway. When I'm coming back, I take a Lyft home. Never an Uber. Lyft's always cheaper. So usually that's how I do it. And we're moving along pretty good. I think there's a Walmart in this plaza. So we're not too far from Dufferin, I think. Gerald says less transfers on the bus. Yeah. But you don't want to get stuck in traffic on Lawrence. So if it's anywhere near rush hour, this trip just sucks. I did it once and it took like an hour and a half. Lisa says that's a huge metro. Miguel says, so I saw your video of the Pearson Express from Union Station to Pearson Airport. It could be great for me because, for example, I'm from Buffalo and I got a flight from Toronto to Vancouver. Oh, hopefully it was of value to you. I'm thinking I could do some more stuff like that, like do a video from Pearson Airport to like the CN Tower or Dundas Square. Not necessarily showing the whole ride in between, but doing more stuff, point A to point B. Like a how to get to the Toronto Islands video where I can go buy something. Just basic things that people seem to want to know, especially as tourist season is coming up. But I'm always, I don't know. I kind of like doing the more fleshed out, longer form content. But yeah, this plaza is absolutely huge. And they've got like a full-on Walmart supercenter in there. So we're at Lawrence and Keel, apparently. How much is the express? It same cost as all the other buses. It just skips every so on stops. It basically only stops at the major intersections. Gaby says good idea for out-of-towners. Yeah. I'm trying to vary the content up and not always just do the same point A to point B walking stuff. I think it makes it a bit more interesting, but we haven't really had tourist season for 2 years. We haven't had all the festivals going on that we used to have. So there's definitely a lot more opportunities for some varied content coming up this year. Alex says there used to be a bowling alley here. Was it a Bowlerama? All right, Olivia, take us to the movies as we don't have the show before the show. Love that. All right, good night, Olivia. Bill Chow, it is. I've heard from some people that live there, at least before the King Street pilot project that it was kind of a nightmare getting into downtown, and you're kind of paying downtown prices for a lot of those condos. But I personally don't see a whole lot wrong with Liberty Village. I think it's a cool neighborhood. Yeah, he says, yeah, I knew that. So this would be the 952. I think of it as just the 52 Express, like the Dufferin bus as well. Everyone. Gerald says Club Life is coming back. Went out last weekend and it was packed. Yeah, I did a video called like on the first Friday night after, and I pointed that out. Boardwalk Brad, Johnny, get on that PO box. Yes, I've got a very long list on my board there. I have walks Wellesley Street West and Dufferin
Johnny,
Street
get on that PO box
coming up. It says Queen West weekend due today. I already did that. I have Up Express. I already did that. Then I have Ontario Line Bike Ride. I did that. I need to update my whiteboard. That's the first thing I need to get on. I've already done half the things I have on there. Anyways, Boardwalk Brad, thank you for the $5. The idea, as we look at Taste Buds, another cannabis now open. Order online at tbcontario.com. Free advertisement. Advertisement? Do I say advertisement or advertisement? I don't know. Advertisement sounds better. Thank you, Boardwalk Brad. I do need to get on that. As I choke on my beer for some reason. I think it'd be pretty fun. I know RM Transit does it to just open stuff up, and it gives me a good segment to do on the Sunday Night Stumbles. I think people would enjoy watching that, just kind of opening stuff up that I got on a live stream. So I'm going to get on that, definitely. And I've been saying this for a while, but I do eventually do the things I say I'm going to do. It just takes me a while. Blackbox863, welcome to Gold Tier membership. Thank you, Blackbox863, for your support. What is going on? My browser is going nuts. And we're at 131 likes. Thank you guys for smashing that like button. Jays down 6-0. Top of the fourth, 1-1. The properly maintained whiteboard is the key to YouTube success. I'm pretty sure most YouTubers would use like those sticky notes built into Windows or something like that. Not me. I got myself a Dollarama brand whiteboard. I had a whiteboard in my hand from Staples, and it was like $30. And I was like, I bet Dollarama sells these. And sure enough, I went to Dollarama, and they do. I don't know if you guys can see the whiteboard over there, but look, the whiteboard. And look at this. I bought a microphone stand so I could like have the microphone in front of me. I thought it would look better on certain videos, but I've never actually used it. It's a pretty good microphone stand too. It is super heavy. And it is by a reputable brand in microphone stands, I guess. Is that a Samson? Yes, that's a Samson. Sweet. SamsonTech.com. So hopefully I'll have a chance to use that microphone stand at some point. As we flip the camera back. Hopefully I've got it back to the way it was. Estelle is here. Hello, Estelle. Can't beat old school pen and ink, says Pentlands. Are there smaller whiteboards? I think I got the smallest whiteboard on planet Earth, actually. Someone says it's a good paperweight. Gerald says, just wanted to say I really appreciate your videos during the pandemic. They saved my sanity. Thank you, Gerald. I think if it weren't for the pandemic, I don't know if this channel would have grown in the way that it did. Mike T says the Cadillac of microphone stands. Notice how they never say the Lincoln of anything? That's the Lincoln of microphone stands. It's always the Cadillac. And in today's video, I think a car drove by when I was recording. I'm like, there goes a really old Cadillac. And I didn't know that it until after it went by. It looked like an old Buick that someone just put a Cadillac emblem on the front. So I'm going to hear it for that one in the comments. And a lot of times I know these things, but I don't want to go in there and like put a little subtitle correcting myself. So I'll just take my lumps when the comments come in. Everyone points out that I'm a dummy and doesn't know what a Cadillac is. Oliver Warmflash says that MB7 sounds awesome. It's basically the USB cousin of the SMB7, which is regarded as the best all-purpose microphone of all time. This is kind of the cheaper USB version. Lisa says not I for once. Jim B says, hey Johnny from upstate New York. Hello, Jim B. Hope you're doing well in upstate New York. Do they still have Oldsmobile over here? No, Oldsmobile was killed. They killed Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and Saturn all in one fresh swoop. I think they all died when those brands died in America, actually. All those cars, Oldsmobile was just like a clone of Buick and Chevy.
I was watching
anyways.
Pre-COVID. Good old ASMR.
Boardwalk Brad says, I was watching pre-COVID, good old ASMR. You've been watching since the beginning of time. It wasn't really ASMR because I would kind of do a voice intro on my videos. Hey guys, this video is me. I would like literally sit down with my $10 USB microphone and like record a voiceover and then put a crude map on the screen, and then you'd watch me walking around doing nothing for a while. Nora Johnson says Lawrence West Station is up next. Oh, we're getting near Lawrence. So, did we go past Bathurst? I wasn't paying attention. Oliver has an SMB7 for podcast recording. Yeah, that is... I wanted USB. I didn't want an XLR. I didn't want to have to buy the additional kit that goes with it. I like the simplicity of it, but I think if anything happened to this microphone, I would get an SMB7. Linda Jane Jackson says it may be the pandemic that... Why did I say pandemic? I'm saying words weird. That brought some of us here, but it's because of who you are that made us stay. Thank you very much for the kind words, Linda Jane Jackson. Very much appreciated. Chris Mills says, I had a Saturn body... Yeah, they use like a weird polymer on their... I actually thought Saturn was a cool brand. I thought they looked pretty cool. I had a chemistry teacher in high school who like bought a Saturn, and we all made fun of him because we were high schoolers. We didn't know any better. But as I got older, I was like, hey, those cars are pretty awesome for what they are. Lisa didn't mind the voiceover. Susan found me in my Taiwan video. I was once talking to Action Kid about our videos from Taiwan. We're like, does Taiwan have any regular YouTubers who do walking videos? And at the time, it didn't. There's several now. And we Googled Taiwan walking video to look at which was the most viewed video. And it was mine. So that answered our question. But since then, many Taiwanese...
Still love the Sherborne video where you started at Betty S.
Walkers have blown me away. Boardwalk Brad, still love that Sherburne video where you started at Betty's. Yeah, unfortunately, my friends who live around the corner from Betty's still aren't comfortable yet going out to bars. I don't know, it's none of my business, but they said they'll let me know when they're ready to reemerge from their cocoons. So I'm looking forward to going back to Betty's at some point, and maybe I'll bring my camera with me and we'll recreate that walk, or I'll do something similar along those lines. Transportation Land says, hope you're having a great Friday night, Johnny. How's the Max been for you compared to the ES Commute? I actually, maybe it was the cold and the rain, but the battery, like I went downtown and back and only had half battery. So that was a bit of a letdown today. But other than that, it's been amazing. The ES Commute has been amazing too, except for the fact that I can't charge it. But I would say if you just want a reliable tank that is easy to ride, it's a no-brainer to get the 9-bot Max. Like, it's the most obvious thing in the world to buy. It pains me to say it, but it is kind of like the MacBook of e-scooters. There's certainly way better, sexier ones out there, but it's the single most common model you'll see. And I think there's a reason for that. Susan says, face reveal Taiwan vid Johnny. The accidental face reveal. It was in the mirror of an elevator, right? Hello, Joseph. Why are you sorry? Lisa says, I still have no idea how I feel about going out, but you still do it. I think a lot of people have been going through that over the course of 2022 specifically. And now people were just like acclimated to going out again, right? People are acclimated to not wearing their mask when they don't have to. So I don't think there's any going back from here. Wherever we are, I don't think we're going back. And it is what it is, right? And then occasionally feel totally paranoid after the event. Oh no, another Texas run. 7-0 in the top of the fourth. We're getting shellacked. And runners on second and third, 2 outs. I don't know if my MLB TV stream is delayed or not. Cerno says, is it true you don't need masks in stores now? To my knowledge, they're only required on transit in assisted living buildings, although you're kind of a dick if you go into an old age home without wearing one, and hospitals. I think those are the only 3 places where they're required. Everywhere else, it's optional. Linda says your daughter just tested positive. Hopefully it's just minor and she pulls through. I think a lot of people are testing positive if the wastewater is any indication of that. Lisa says kind of. Yeah, kind of. Okay. Super big. What about mall? It's optional. It's optional. Jays are getting buried. Yeah. So much for... Hey, this looks like a young Tom Hankey on the hill. He's got that Terminator look. Transportation Land says, are you watching the Jays game right now while they play at the Skydome? If you are, I'm sorry about the score right now. Not a great start to the regular season, but love the hype. I'm hoping that before I go to bed tonight, we've got some runs on the board at least with this offense. Sanjay says masks are required in airports too. Oh, there's a good point. That's federal. I was just in an airport. I should have known that. Technically, I wasn't supposed to be in the terminal because there were signs saying if you're not catching a flight and you don't work here, you shouldn't be here. Oops. Yeah, Susan, it's everyone's choice. I don't judge people. I don't think it's fair to judge people, especially when they're not actually breaking any rules. Where are we now? Is this Avenue Road? Am I at Bathurst or Avenue Road? You can see the reflection of the E-bus. And I'll look south. What street is this? Am I going to catch the street sign? No. Where was that? I don't know. I think that might have been Bathurst that we just went by. Larry says it's Bathurst Street. Bathurst and Lawrence. Thank you, Connie. A lot of low and mid-rise buildings in this area. Nightbot says follow Johnny on his Instagram account. Yes, I took pictures tonight thinking I was going to post them to Instagram on my train ride back home, and I did not do that. I got some pictures of the crowd before opening day from the video I took. I've got pictures from the video last night or yesterday in Richmond Hill. It's all rainy that I never ended up posting. I ended up posting a really old picture instead. I don't know. Good night, Kathleen. Hope you have a good night. Bal says I have COVID right now, so I def miss being outside. Oh, you've got to isolate. What is the isolation? Is it like 5 days if you don't have symptoms? Something like that before they're reasonably confident you're not still... I don't know. I've never tested positive. I have kits, but I don't think people can say I've never had COVID unless you're testing. I think a lot of people must have been exposed to it and they just never got it, or they were asymptomatic and felt fine, or it was mild and they thought it was just, a cold or a sneeze or whatever. But whenever I hear people say I never got it, it's kind of like, really? A lot of people, it was very minor or they're asymptomatic. So I'm not going to say I never had it because I don't know if I had it, but I haven't been really sick or felt really sick. So that was that's my take on it. I haven't been sick, but have I had it? I don't know. Maybe. Hey, home run? Foul ball? Foul ball. Dope. Oliver says, yeah, I read that. What a fun topic for a Friday night. We just went past, I think, Avenue Road. So you can see the Yonge Eglinton skyline to the south. And there's a high school, and there's a really neat ravine that cuts through this area. And we are just making our way to Lawrence Station. You found an old TTC token in the dirt while walking home. Most would argue it's more reliable than Presto at times. Yeah, I think Presto is good, but we should have not built a system from ground up. And there were much better systems that could have been repurposed and purchased a lot cheaper than building Presto. Presto is clearly a mistake, in my opinion, but these are things RM Transit should cover. Makes sense, Susan. Estelle, you had a nice day, 23. We are far from having those days here. I think we're at least a month away. Although, when are the cherry blossoms blooming at High Park? Cherry blossoms in Toronto's High Park is expected to be in full bloom from late April to early May. The blooms will last 4 to 10 days after the full bloom, depending on the weather. Many of the sakura trees in High Park are roughly 60 years old, and they were gifts from the country of Japan. They felt a little bad after the whole World War II thing, and as a kind gesture, they were sending sakura trees all around the world, and now we've got this beautiful gift from them. So a way to turn a negative into a positive. Well, it certainly doesn't make up for it, but it certainly makes for a very nice walk around certain parts of the city this time of year. So I'll be looking forward to getting out, and I think I'm going to do a High Park live stream as well as a video through High Park. I'm really looking forward to getting out and catching them. Hopefully I catch them at a time when they're at their best. Also, I have an advantage, not having a real job and all, of being able to go during a weekday when it'll be less likely to be packed there. Because I bet on the weekend, it's just going to be a mob scene in High Park, as it's been in the years prior to the pandemic. Clayton says, when they took away the GTA pass, which covered both YRT and TTC for one low cost, that screwed me economically. There needs to be a better a better solution in place for people coming from York region or Peel region to the TTC. Like, it should be like an extra $1 to transfer from one to the other, or there should be an integrated pass. It's a huge failure of government that people just taking the bus 30 minutes to work have to pay a double fare, while other people taking a bus 30 days to work don't have to pay a double fare. I think that's nonsense, personally. And in Korea, what they do is you pay for the distance traveled. So you tap on and off, and whatever the distance was, it doesn't matter if you're transiting between different transit agencies, different cities. None of that matters. What matters is the distance you covered. That's what you pay. Like, that's what it should be. Just because you live near one border and work on the other side of the other border and you have to take two different transit modes. Vladdy Guerrero comes through with an RBI. The Jays are on the board, 7-1. They got runners on first and second and the bottom of the first with no outs. I know you guys were wondering about that. Hayrie Park is back. Hello, Hayrie Park. Let's get another video going just because. So there we go. That is recording. Hopefully the lens...
Who's that guy?
Too covered in snow. Looks kind of like a nerd. All right, I'm going to... So this was a live stream I recorded in the snow, I think a week ago, actually, on Friday. And I put the camera on the back of the bike. So no walk-in background videos for this live stream. We've got a bus video, and now we've got this rear-facing video. I don't know if we're going to watch the whole thing. It's kind of long, but if we do stop it, I will pick this up where we left off at some point. Palmeet says, looks like a nice guy. Susan says, carry on the rant about the transit fail. Transportation Land says, I think high school students should get a cheaper fare for riding the TTC. Most students until the age of 16 do not have a part-time job. I'll go you one better than that. I think if you're taking the transit to go to school, and it's not a private school, but it's like the public or Catholic school in your area, that ride should be free. Like, what the hell are we doing making people pay for a bus to go to school? Like, there should be given a transit card that between this hour and this hour, your ride is free, kid. Like, and if you think about it, that's kind of a form of systemic discrimination, too, because kids just trying to go to school, if they're from a lower economic group, that's a big expense on the plate of their parents that shouldn't be, just because their kid needs to go to school so they can have a better life and be smart. That's a huge failure on society, I think. If you're like choosing to go to a school out of your area, okay, you should have to pay. If you're going to a private school, you should have to pay. If you're going to like a non-public or Catholic school, okay, you should have to pay. But if it's just like the closest school to you that you're assigned, that should be free, man. Like, am I nuts? Am I like too much of a socialist for thinking a kid shouldn't have to pay to go to high school? Hell, if you're going to post-secondary school, that should be free too. Like, I just think it's nuts. Just my opinion. Although in my perfect world, transit would be free. But I think for school, like for students, it should especially be free. It just seems like so much of what we do is geared towards shitting on the lower classes. It just doesn't make sense because I don't know. Transit, I'm very pro transit. I'm kind of contradictory because I'm also like pro free market, and government intervention is not always a good thing, but it's absolutely a good thing in things like let a kid go to school on a bus without having his parents to make difficult decisions about paying for that. Whatever, that's just me. Oliver says, stay home and watch YouTube. There we go. Stay home and watch YouTube. There's the answer. Paula Mead says you're 100% right, plus the obvious benefits of investing in our children. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Is it too much to think every kid should have equal access to education? I was wondering if you've ever seen the Free Jazz Vancouver channel. No, I have not, Denise. Clayton says, I'm a genius. No shit, I am sorry for swearing. Kids should not need to bear the brunt of transportation. It does penalize poor parents. Yep, that was kind of my point. If you're poor, you have enough stuff to overcome. What's a free bus ride to go to school? Like, we pay for kids in elementary school to take the yellow school bus. Like, those public transit buses are running anyways. Estelle says we should do that here too. Linda says it's the law that kids go to school, so definitely should be paid. I agree. I see parents buying their kids Presto cards wild nowadays. Just reading some of your comments. The Jays actually have a bit of a run going. They've got the bases loaded. They're down by 6, but 2-0 count, and I think Gurriel is up. But I'll try to keep my focus on the live stream, of course, where it should be. I mean, good luck to those kids regardless. with the way this planet's going. Yeah, didn't Nostradamus predict that we'd be going up in flames right now? Bell likes this new point of view. Yes, this is the rear of the bike camera. Devin says Johnny is his new favorite sports announcer. Denise McCracken, $9.99. Thank you, Denise McCracken. Thank you very much. Ron says these rear-mounted cameras don't work for you. Sorry about that. They're relegated to these Friday night live streams for now. But thank you again, Denise, for your support. So I have an option when I mount the rear camera like this. I can make it so when I turn, the camera does this, right, with the bike. It sort of like leans with the bike. I can make it so the camera stays perfectly flat. So the turn is smooth. So I don't know what's better. If you like it to like lean in with the turn and kind of feel like the bike going off axis, or if you just like the, hey, double play, no double play. Well, we got an out, but we got to run. Or if you like it to just like stay level. So when it turns, it's like really smooth. Because with my GoPro, I can do that. I can set it to keep the horizon level. Colin says keep it level. This is not level right now. This is on like lean in with it. And I think some of the people that say they don't like the motion of the back, I think that's also part of what it is. Pentland says in Scotland they've rolled out free bus travel for up to 21-year-olds. I'm all for that, but who's paying for it and will it be sustainable? If you built enough schools, the kids shouldn't need to take the buses to school, right? I don't know, but it's a good idea. John O'Meara says rear mount cams are cool on downtown streets. You see how much vehicle traffic is stationary while you keep going. Chris Mills likes this view. I'm thinking, Grand Slam or home run tees. It is 7-3. There is life in the Blue Jays' chances today. I'm thinking of doing a video where I have the rear view in just the corner of the screen. Last time I did it, I put up a poll and people didn't like it, but that was like almost 3 years ago. So we're going to try it again. Doug says, hi from Edmonton. Recently new to your channel. Love the drives you do and the commentary. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Doug. Hopefully I can get out to Edmonton at some point this year. I'm going to be jumping on some cheap airplanes. We found flights on my Stumble stream where the flights themselves are like $140, but you have to pay for the carry-ons. I'm going to just not carry anything on. I'm going to buy like a 3-day trip, go there, put a camera in my pocket, a charger, wear a bunch of layers of clothes, and that's going to be that. I'm going to not pay the carry-on fees. So I think that in itself might be an interesting video. I think it's Flair Airlines. Does anyone know? I think, Lisa, you said you're flying Flair. Can you bring a personal item? Like, if you bring a bag that fits under the seat in front of you, do they let you do that without taking a carry-on? Because if I could do that, I could definitely get away with this idea. Oliver says socialists are fine until they run out of other people's money. Hey, I have socialist values. I'm not a super strong socialist. Like, the police are socialist. The fire department's socialist. Libraries are socialist. Schools are socialist. Pretty hard to argue against those ideas. Transportation Land says, hugely agreed. And to know that 13-year-old kids, grade 8, who take the bus every day and don't live close to school have to pay. They aren't even in high school yet. Yeah, that's true as well. Imagine Johnny takes us on Leviathan. I don't know if I'm allowed to record on Leviathan, but that would certainly be fun. I am 100% going to Canada's Wonderland this year. And because I have this advantage of, sitting around all day, I'm going to go on a day when it's not going to be so busy. Denise says, I'm her #1 channel. Thank you, Denise. Glad you enjoy it. I look forward to doing a lot more live streaming this year. Mark H says get a man purse. Devin says water systems are socialist. If Nestle had their way, we'd all be paying for water, right? That is true, John. That is true. That man would have privatized. He sold Highway 407, so. Hey, we just built this piece of infrastructure every metric told us we needed. Now let's sell it and gouge our own citizens and have all that money go overseas. Good idea. Black Box says, haha, but you have a butt cam. You know, once I could probably get away with recording on Leviathan. I don't think there's a whole lot they can do once you take off other than kick you out. I would just bring like an action cam on me. That could be really fun. So this looks like Danforth Avenue. Are we on Danforth Avenue? I think we're on Danforth. I don't know. Where are we? Transportation Land says hide the camera before you sit down and hold it tightly or else you'll have to buy a new one. Ride Behemoth first, then Leviathan and Yukon. Yeah, well, if you lose the camera, you might give someone behind you a concussion, right? That's also probably the reason they don't want people holding cameras on roller coasters. But I get the argument for Behemoth. I love airtime machines. But I think the pure speed of Leviathan makes it the better coaster. Can't speak to Yukon Striker, but I get it. Behemoth is amazing. But I'm a fan of Leviathan between the two. Susan says butt dial super chat. Yeah, I almost did that on my live stream last night. Andrew says love the live streams the most, Johnny. Thanks for keeping us updated on the J score. If they tie it up, I may need to turn you off and put them back on. Don't worry, if they tie it up, I will definitely be turning this live stream off. But I usually stream for about an hour and 30 minutes anyways on these. So don't worry, you're going to get a chance to switch over to the J's at some point. Lisa never understood how people wear glasses while on the ride. You know, I always used to ride roller coasters as a kid. And my dad always wore glasses. And he was always the one who drove us home. And he couldn't see without his glasses. And I would just be staring at him the whole ride, watching his glasses like bounce up and down on his face. Be like, are you okay? I would be like 6 years old. Like, are you okay, Dad? Are those glasses going to go flying off? He'd be like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Shut up about my glasses. Not once they flew off, but it freaked me out as a kid just watching that. Yeah, I don't think I would stream on Leviathan. Do you wonder what Disney World's camera policy is? I don't know. Some places where you have like strict liability laws or where people can actually sue, you tend to not be allowed to take cameras on rides. There's a channel called Theme Park Worldwide. That guy always seems to be able to bring his camera on rides. So I'm subscribed to them. I'm subscribed to Coaster Buzz, Coaster Studios. Like, if you check my YouTube list of channels I'm subscribed to, you'll see a ton of theme park related stuff. Oops, I just disappeared. Hello. Lisa misses Darien Lake. I was there the year that the Predator opened. That used to be a regular theme park because we owned like a motorhome. So every summer we would get a spot in the campground at Darien Lake. I think the Viper was the first looping. No, the first looping coaster I ever rode was the Doppel looping at the CNE. But I rode the shit out of the Viper. That's an old aerodynamics coaster at Darien Lake. And they had that big ass Ferris wheel back then. It was the biggest in the world. Less rides, perhaps more people watching. Theme park people are special. Hey, what are you saying? Mike T says Adventure Sean. I love that guy. I love watching anything he does. It's such a good channel. Johnny Strides, attach the GoPro on your head while riding King Dakar. I've seen people bringing cameras on. King Dakar is a Six Flags park. That is not a Cedar Fair park. King Dakar, you have to wear like the over-the-shoulder harness, right? Whereas Top Thrill Dragster is just a lap bar. So even though King Dakar is bigger and faster, I'm a much bigger fan of Top Thrill Dragster. Having ridden both, there's a low-key low-key flex, I guess, from a Canadian. Darien Lake is great. It's really nice. It's a theme park that has changed ownership a million times, but it's great. You should do some York Regent Transit bus rides, maybe to Wonderland. Maybe, Chris. There's an idea. I'm 100% going to Wonderland. Sadly, Rolling with Ian asked me to go to Fright Night with him last year. And it wasn't really my cup of tea, so I kind of told him, I kind of beat around the bush and put it off, but I think Rolling with Ian absolutely loved, sadly, if you haven't heard, he passed away several months ago, but he has a YouTube, or had a YouTube channel, and he absolutely loved going to Canada's Wonderland, and part of me really regrets not going there with him, because I absolutely love going to Canada's Wonderland. I just don't like the Fright Night, those kind of special event nights. It's like, I'm all about the roller coasters and just having fun. Transportation it says do not go to La Ronde. Yeah, La Ronde is they get every year. Six Flags has a big presentation where they announce all their investments and all their roller coasters and what's coming to all their parks. And La Ronde gets the short end of the stick. They literally got a ride that another park got rid of because it was so unpopular. They just painted it and sent it to La Ronde. So yeah, La Ronde is kind of the whipping boy of the Six Flags chain. Oh, we're talking theme parks. And we're losing viewers. Maybe on the theme park. But yeah, we're going to do a getting to Wonderland video. I think that's a good opportunity. And then I'm going to do a video in Wonderland. And I think we're going to probably do the usual hour-and-a-half stream. So what I'll do, I'll stop this video, and if people want to watch the other half of this, we can come back and we can finish this in 6 minutes. In 6 minutes. And on a future stream. Chris says, we love your channel. Thank you so much, Chris. I love that you love my channel. Lisa has a photo of that overpass as we go by Ruby Tuesdays, LLBO. Shelly remembers the Back to the Future ride. Was that was at Universal Studios in Florida, right? The back, and you rode in like a little custom DeLorean. Those were awesome. I went on that. I think they changed it. They turned it into Simpsons the Ride later. Just because I watched a lot of YouTube videos on this sort of thing, but I absolutely love that ride. Brad Palmer, remember for 12 months, seems like yesterday. Thank you, Brad Palmer, for your support. Drinking an IPA, courtesy of Brad Palmer. Thank you. Stell says they have Movie World, Dream World, SeaWorld here in Queensland. Costs about $90 to get it. Yeah, that's the downside. If you're like a big theme park buff, you definitely want to get on that Seasons Pass and go often. I think I might do that this year. Should I get a Canada's Wonderland Seasons Pass? I'm going to go check out the deals for that. Maybe there's going to be a whole lot of... that's a whole, like, other part of YouTube, right? All the theme park nuts that like seeing those videos. Maybe we could tap into that. Joseph says, what are we drinking tonight? We're drinking Space Invader IPA. Heron says, Jane and Finch Mall doesn't allow cameras no more. Oh, really? I'm going to go there and make a video through there just because they don't allow cameras. But I've heard that. I've heard people have had trouble filming there. But I've got my tricks to get through security. Don't worry. We will make it happen. Dare says, hello, everyone. You never got to go on Space Mountain because your stupid brother wimped out. Space Mountain was cool. I went on that as a kid. It's not even like that scary. It's just fun. Black boxes, season passes are expensive. I think it works out if you go like more than 3 times. It's paid for itself. Skyscraper Camera says, what street are we on? I believe we're on Dundas Street East heading west right now. Sanjay says, where is Bevy? That's a good question. She did a live stream, I think about a week ago. I don't know, but I mean, people come and go all the time and they take hiatuses. I don't know. I hope she's doing well. Devin says theme park nuts are the other reason you started a channel. You would love to do that instead of a job. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get my ass to Cedar Point this year as well. I think that would be a pretty cool trip and to do some videos. The drop ride at Marineland was the only good ride. Everyone has seen that commercial like a billion times if you grew up as a kid. Yeah, the Susie McNeil sung theme song. Susie McNeil from Rockstar NXS fame. Or maybe her fame was from the Marineland. Marineland has some pretty good flat rides. They just have terrible, terrible owners. Like, Marineland has potential. I wish, like, Busch Gardens or someone would buy them and turn it into a proper park and either completely overhaul how they take care of the animals or send them all off to sanctuaries, because it's kind of sad what's going on up there. Walks in Wall Street. Have a fantastic weekend, Johnny. You're the man. Thank you, Walks in Wall Street. Good luck with your channel. I have not been paying as close attention as I would like, but I'm going to start tuning in and catch a few of your live streams. Space Mountains was one of the first coasters, trippy. They used Disney used a lot of aerodynamics and just like regular manufacturers, and then they had them customize the hell out of a lot of the rides. Is this a church behind you? I think it's actually it's a church, but it's connected to a very large cemetery. Would you do plane spotting at Pearson? I do not know the difference between a Boeing and an Airbus looking at them. Unless it's like the Airbus, the Bombardier ones, the C series. They have a very distinct front nose. I can spot those. And I can spot a Dreamliner. I've been on a few Dreamliners, but I would not be the person to plane spot. Hey, look, a plane. All right, Brad Palmer, have a good night. Lisa Palmer says a hot Epsom salt bath will soothe. It will. Marineland no bueno, says Chris Mills. Can you do a video from Pioneer Village to Wonderland taking the YRT Bus 20, Jane? I'll think about it. I'm going to do a video getting to Wonderland. I think that's a great idea. Maybe multiple getting to Wonderland videos, but
good luck for the Blue Jays.
We'll see. Thank you, the Ottawa Wanderer. Lisa Palmer says, good luck for the Blue Jays. Good luck indeed. Transportation, and thank you for the $5, of course. Transportation Land went to Marineland last summer just to ride Skyscreamer. In case they closed permanently. You understand if they closed because of the abuse of the animals. Yeah, that's a really, really dark side of that theme park. Like, it's such a good location and good plot of land. They could do so much with it. Just take better care of your animals, damn it. Whiskey would be a good idea for Johnny Stumbles. Get it? Yes, I do. All right, guys, we have hit 9:30. So, where's this video? Why can't I see it? We are 22 minutes in as I pause the video. Boom! Sorry for the abrupt end, but I've got some stuff to edit and some stuff to do. And usually we do these for around 90 minutes anyways on Friday nights. I think after 90 minutes, you're probably going to want to turn me off anyways. Like, let's be real here. But I want to thank you everyone for tuning in. We did have an entertaining night. Thank you, Vivian Johnson. Lisa says go sports. Transportation Land. That should be back on the menu later this year. But thank you, everyone. Thank you to our mods. Thank you to our channel members, Patreon members, just anyone who watched. Hit the like button on your way out. Please hit the like button. Or not. I'm not going to beg. Or subscribe. I'm probably not going to go live tomorrow or Sunday, but who knows? But I will go live. That is live. I will go live Sunday night on the Stumbles channel, as I usually do. So if you like this kind of stream, head over to Johnny Stumbles. Also, I'm going to relaunch the 24/7 live stream on Stumbles, and maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Lisa says was an all right experience. Yes, head over to TripAdvisor or Yelp, whatever your favorite review platform is, and leave a review. All right, Hayrie Park, Joseph, Mercia, Devin, Shelley, Stephen, Polymades, Kathleen, Clayton, Marg H, Chris Mills, everyone else, Wally, have a good night. Go Jays, 7-3. It's the bottom of the fifth. There is hope. Thank you, Skyscraper Camera. And I will catch you on the next one. Yoink.